What's up, guys? I'm already on TradingView on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and we're going to jump into where I think Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is going. Where is the bottom? Have we already bottomed out for Bitcoin? We're going to talk about the dump and what patterns could be forming there. If you like these quick technical analysis videos, please subscribe to my channel and smash up the like button on this video. Let's get it. All right, so I'm on the daily here. And as you can see, we've been in or kind of still forming this giant ascending channel here. We've been bouncing between support and resistance. You know, maybe it'll continue like this. And it kind of started back in the end of December, beginning of January 2020. And, you know, we got to hold this bottom line right here. If we do come down that low, you know, the bottom of the channel is around 36,000. So we cannot drop below, you know, 35 to 36,000 here. So on the long term, we got to still see this play out, you know, and not break this bottom blue line of support right there. Now let's jump into the shorter term on the daily. And this is still like a few month pattern, which started back around beginning of January of this year. And as you can see, also an ascending channel, we're bouncing between support and resistance here. We might just keep going like this until we break out. We are seeing a bounce here. I mean, I've had this drawn in since back, you know, like a month or two ago, this ascending channel. So, I mean, you know, this line's been drawn for a long time, and we're getting a bounce right off like the exact bottom of it. I mean, you can't get much closer than that. We literally, the wicks like touched the line, and we're getting a bounce off of that. So we will see if this holds right here at approximately 39,000 we have to hold, and we have to go back up like here and test about 49,000. And, you know, this is healthy because we keep seeing a low, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. We could, you know, keep seeing something like that play out until it breaks out. And the target of this breakout, I mean, you can just take it anywhere in here. It's all the same in a channel. I mean, let's do the breakdown first. Here, I'll make this a different color so you guys can see a little bit better. If it breaks down, what I thought was interesting is the exact target. Let's say it breaks down in a couple days here, something like that. Either way, the exact target is this support line that I've had drawn in for a long time at about 30,000, 30,300. This corresponds with back here. You know, we've had multiple touch points here, here, a few wicks here, here, and a big one here. Slightly went below it. It's just interesting that that corresponds to basically the low in the last year or so, where we did touch down towards 28,000, you know, basically about 30,000. So could we see, you know, it come back down to 30,000 again? I'm not sure. I mean, I like to see, you know, we did actually do it here. We had about the same here and the same here. We could see the same here, but I'd like to see a higher low where we just keep going up. You know, we do not go below these $34,000 ranges here. You know, we do not go below this just so we keep this pattern going. So that's the downside target. The upside of this pattern, you know, if it breaks out, like kind of say it goes like down, it comes back up, we break out, you know, somewhere around here. The upside target, depending on the breakout, is probably right around this resistance level that we've kind of been bouncing off of in the $58,000 to $59,000 range. So pretty high target there if we actually break out, and we'll see if that plays out. But you could also argue that this is a bear flag forming here. I'll draw it in quick here. This, I mean, also looks like a pretty classic bear flag forming. And I mean, the target of that is just, we don't even want to get into that, guys. You know, the flagpole, the target, like say we broke down there. I mean, it's all the way down here at like 24,000. So let's hope that does not play out. And I personally still think Bitcoin is not going to ever go below this $30,000, maybe wick down to $28,000 range, because there is so much buying power, billions and billions and billions of dollars in buying power at this $30,000 range. Lots of people buying in around that. to push the price back up. So that's what I see going on here in the short term. I'm not doing any trading. I'm sitting on the sidelines. I mean, if I was trading on Bybit or Femix, I would have put in a trade exactly at this bottom line here at about 39,000, and I'd already be up about, it's up about $1,000 from there. It did go all the way up to like $1,500 up. But I would have put it in trade there at the bottom of this support line, and had a short stop loss like just below it at like 38.5, something like that. And I already would have been up on that trade, but it's just so sketchy trading right now. And I mean, if we do see a bounce and we see this come up here, like this would be a very tradable channel here all the way up to where it breaks out. So we can get into that, but let's get rid of all the drawings here. And let me show you guys this. Now, this is a very good indicator for the bull market, the Bitcoin halving cycle. It's the bull market support bands. What are the support bands? If you don't know, it's the 20-week SMA, the 21-week EMA averages. So we just had a cross. I'm still in the daily. This is a weekly indicator, so I'm going to jump out on the weekly here in a little bit here. But this, when they cross, when the candles and the price of Bitcoin goes below the bull market bands, we typically see it stay below, and we see a pretty big dump or pretty big pump. So when when it crossed here and went below it, we saw a dump of 37%. And now it's very interesting because we went above them here, and I thought we would hold that, but we have broken back down below. And even on the weekly, we technically have closed a candle above and a candle below. This is very rare. We usually don't see this. I mean, we can see some wicks down below, but when we pump above, we usually hold it, and we see a big pump here. Like, right here, candles crossed, we saw a pump of 71%. Back here they crossed. I showed you that one, or I think I showed you. No, I showed you this one. When they crossed, right here, we saw a dump of like 48%. So, I mean, back here they crossed, and this is the giant pump of 2020, and we saw like 700%, 7x on Bitcoin. So it's a pretty good indicator of where the market is going. A good buy-in or sell indicator. But we've really never had this. Haven't had this happen a lot where it goes above. It usually holds the bands right there. It does not go below. It goes up. Held the bands this whole time until we broke down below. So very weird that we're seeing this, above and then broke back down below. That is just not a very good sign, I guess. It's just kind of hard to tell. So let's get rid of the bull market support bands. Let's bring out the EMA here on the daily. Now this is another very good indicator where when it flips, you can't really include this. It's like a day. It went to short and it just popped right back up. So I mean, right here, when it flips, it's a very good indicator. It was like right there, it flipped bullish. We had an 81% increase. Back here, it stayed, flipped. The EMA stayed flipped to the bullish side. We had like a 500% pump from there. You can just keep going back through the cycle. Huge pump there, big pump there. Like every time it flips, here, massive pump, and then it kind of flipped back down. We saw it go down. So that's a very good indicator, and we flipped bullish on the daily EMA for Bitcoin. And now we busted back down below it pretty good to where in the next like 1 to 3 days, unless we see it get back above 42 to 43, back above the EMA, which there's going to be some resistance at the ribbon, we're going to flip it back to the bearish side, and it's going to flip back down bearish. So that's just bizarre too. That's another reason why I'm not buying in yet. I'm not trading. I'm not doing anything at all, because these indicators that are usually very clear are not clear. So let's get rid of that. Let's bring out the Bollinger Bands. We broke below the Bollinger Band right here yesterday into today. And 90% of the action you see typically is within the Bollinger Bands. They stay within the bands. And the last one was this giant dump here, this big dump here. We had a candle, go way below. But typically it barely, just a little bit here. So I really think this might be the bottom, in this $38,000 to $39,000 range, because I really couldn't see it going down to like 35. That would be like down here way below the Bollinger Bands on the daily here. So, that's just another little I guess that would be some hopium for everybody, there, that it's not going to go much lower, I think. So, I mean, you can bring out these to the SMA 50, 100, and 200. Um, we went back below those two. We bounced right off. What is that? The 200. Yeah. Sorry, the 200 SMA is the red. We bound straight off. You can actually see that too on the EMA ribbon here. This is actually the EMA ribbon. It shows the 200 also, the 200 week. So let's get rid of that here. So what was I saying here? Oh, the 200 SMA, we bounced right off of that. We did not get above that right there exactly at 48,000. But the 50 and the 100 SMA, we broke back below all of them. And where I was going with this is typically, we can hold some of these moving averages. Like here, we held like the 200 and the 100 all the way to the top where we broke back below them, and then we had that major dump there. So that's kind of another little indicator. But that's all I got for you guys. We're sitting at 40K here today, and let's just hope that channel plays out. We kind of got to hold the line that we're at right now. We can't go much lower. So that's all I got for you guys today. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.